So, speaking of latency, oh my God, West Virginia internet is so bad.
Okay, good transition, by the way.
You and I, we live you live like a mile down the road from
Right.
me, and we both live in this like really steep valley, so our internet is spotty at best.
I live up 92.
Yeah,
10 miles up 92.
I think our internet speed is like 2 megabytes per second on a good day.
Right. That's like when it's 2 point something, we're like cheering.
Yeah,
I mean,
really.
Like honestly,
Someone can watch Netflix.
Right.
So I mean, you guys know about Countryman Communications, I think it is.
I've never heard of them.
They're this smaller internet company.
They're their own government and everything.
But they've been coming through like Rainbow County and a couple other spots in West Virginia too, and they've just like kicking Frontier out the door.
Good.
Yeah, honestly, the service is so bad.
And the customer service, I mean, like, is bad too.
Yeah, we'll call them and they'll just be like, "Yeah, man, that sucks."
Frontier trash.
But I gotta shift that just a little bit and say that the Frontier corporate office people and the Frontier phone service when you call them, but the actual guys that come out and do the work are pretty awesome. Shout out to Frontier Techs. You guys
it's
not
their
only
fault.
If you're a Frontier Tech and you happen to be watching this, I want you to know that you guys are like superheroes. Not only do you like solve problems with technology that is like from like the 1920s or something. But you also have to deal with like corporate leadership that's like doesn't support you at all. So I don't have anything bad to say about you guys. You're awesome.
It's not their fault. Don't get mad at them. But I don't know. I'm just like, we would get going back to Countryman. We would get it there, but they don't have a tower that has line of sight to our house. I don't think your house either.
Right.
And probably not yours, or you guys probably would have gotten it by now. And so, the big radio tower, the like unused one,
just up from
on Monroe Draft.
Yeah.
I know anyone living there is a ray of hope. They are looking at leasing that from whichever company used to have it. I'm not really sure, but I
don't think anybody ever had it up and running. Somebody owned it, but they didn't ever use it.
Yeah. So that company still owns it, and they're like willing to lease it out at some crazy rate. It's like $15,000 just to get started, and then like a crazy monthly rent for it. And so I know they're supposed to be having a grant or something like that coming soon, and if they get that grant, then they said they're gonna seriously consider looking at getting the tower. Nice. And that's about my last ray of hope. For that.
Man, I would hope that, I mean, they're not doing anything with that tower. It's sitting there. If I were the owner of the tower and somebody else was willing to take it on and take care of maintenance for it and everything like that, I would be like, all right, it's yours. Because I mean, you're not making any money off of it sitting there.
Yeah. I know. Maybe we could like start like a petition on the neighborhood. Everybody chips in some to get to get the grant.
Of course, I live in these like S curves, so there's chances are that like with mountains on
true.
6 sides of me that there's
that's a good point.
I wouldn't get anything anyway.
It's for the greater good.
I'd still be cool with it. Yeah, internet in West Virginia. My feeling on our situation with broadband is that we've kind of let ourselves, and it's not just with broadband, but with so many resources, we let ourselves be abused over and over and over again by the
storm the Capitol.
Well, I don't think I'm not going to go that route. But what I will say is that we tend to have a situation where we let these companies come in and work. This isn't an anti-capitalism statement, but capitalism works great when you've got a market that's going to support everything, when you can have competition. When you're talking about a rural area where like the company that does exist there doesn't even want to do the work that it takes to get things to work, it's you're not going to have competition. You're not going to have improvement in services. You're not going to have competitive rates, all that stuff. All the capitalist theory that works maybe well in a suburban or urban environment doesn't really work well when you're talking about low volume of people in a rural area.
That's what it seems, because whenever we would call to have someone come and look at our internet, it's not like the people who the servicers. It's like they don't get a call. It's like they don't tell them to go and check that out. It's just like they don't come, and you're like, why didn't they come? And it's like, well, we didn't get a call. So it's not really. It doesn't seem like there's a high demand.
Well, it's not a high demand. It's not a high motivation either. On the line that Ezra and I are on, my house is the last house on that line. So, from a corporate standpoint, it's like there's very little bang for their buck to come out and do much for me, because I'm paying like whatever my $50 a month or whatever, but like that's like
what are you going to do? Go to a different provider?
Right.
No.
There's no competition. So again, I think we have to. I like Senator Stephen Baldwin's been talking recently about the possibility of West Virginia communities building our own infrastructure,
right,
and then having the outside companies just lease that from us. And I think that's probably in the long run. I mean, in the short run, it's going to be tough. There's a big investment there. But in the long run, I think it's going to be a better investment.